drinks created?
I would deem anything pop.
17. 17.
1781.
Yeah. Yep.
Soda. What was the first soda? What was the first soda?
Right. So,
Or is it just
I
saying?
just looked when was carbonated drinks invented.
Oh, okay.
So carbonated water was first drinkable in 7. Oh, I'm sorry.
No, that's okay. I just, I was like, hey, this sounds like something interesting. We should be recording.
So yeah, 1767. The first drinkable man-made carbonated water was created by Englishman Joseph Priestley. 3 years later, Swedish chemist Torbjörn Bergman invented Toblerone Bergman.
Who?
I just called him Toblerone.
Toblerone Bergman?
I told you before, I'm Swedish.
That's nationalist, man.
No, you know what? I'm taking a stance on the whole saying
With the
things.
stamina gone is granted us?
On saying things in the way that people say it in their their own
Accent?
Yeah, their accent. Because like, whenever the biggest thing is, and as being an anime person, if you pronounce animes the way that like Japanese people pronounce anime titles, you're called a racist, and it bugs me.
That's fair. I feel like the stigma around accent humor came about specifically because of people saying racist things.
Oh, I'm very
while
aware
doing the
of while
accent.
it is, but like there is clearly somebody who is, if you are making a Eastern descendant accent and making fun of it and saying the very obvious things that you're not going to catch me and get me
No,
saying.
you're not going to get me on.
You're not gonna
on
get me.
recording?
You ain't gonna get me. But if like you're talking to me about an anime and I go, "What's your favorite anime?" You go, "Full Metal Alchemist, Full Metal Alchemist Brew," shit like that. Sure, okay. I'm not gonna call you out on it. It's not racist. You're telling me the title of an actual thing. If somebody came up to me and told me the title of the actual 7 Deadly Sins, I wouldn't even be able to call. I wouldn't even know it was called that.
Oh, 100%.
So yeah, teach me. Like
how to say goodbye? We've been listening to a lot of Hamilton, folks. I'm sorry. We've been getting all wound up for
July 3rd.
A month and a day away.
A month and a day.
Oh, it's so close. There's so many good releases coming up. Fucking RTJ's coming out Friday. Actually, if you're listening to the podcast, RTJ4 is out right now.
Oh yeah.
If you shouldn't go listen to it now. You should finish the podcast, but then you should go listen to it. Did you listen to that song? The song that LP put up on his IG.
I didn't get to hear it.
For any of you guys who missed it, it wasn't an official single they released or anything, but during one of the nights, during one of the first nights of the big protests that turned a little violent, LP released on his IG like a video recording of just like his Pro Tools workstation and the speaker, and played I can't remember what it's called. Words to the Firing Squad, I think is what the song's called. But he released that, or not released it. He released a video for it. It sounds so damn good. And just from the 3 singles I've heard like such... It's got that old RTJ style of just like the down and dirty beats that LP loves to produce.
Like RTJ1?
And yeah. And every single album, I've just heard them doing like less of the one-lining rap and more of the, I don't want to say politically charged, but definitely culturally charged.
Oh, well, Killer Mike is.
Yeah. Mike,
if there was somebody who was going to rev up for a revolution and I would back 1,000%, I would stand behind Killer Mike and whatever he told me to do. Just
hell yeah.
Yes, sir.
If you haven't, if you've been following a lot of the stuff on the protests, I highly recommend. I think it was released. I guess it would have been a week ago when this gets out. He did a speech in Atlanta to his community. It's about 8 minutes long. I'm not going to mimic what he says just because he says it so much more eloquently and powerfully. And
he should be heard.
He deserves to be heard. He deserves to be heard. I'm just a white guy. You shouldn't hear it from me. You should hear it from the goddamn horse's mouth because holy shit, it is powerful. It's like I haven't felt that. I don't want to say empowered because the speech wasn't for me. You know? I
felt, I mean, it's a matter of, and it's such a slippery subject to talk about being who we are.
Being 2 white guys on a podcast.
2 straight white dudes who've never fought oppression higher than my boss won't let me get a day off.
Mm.
You know, and that's the shittiest part of it is, but when I heard it, it was like I was ready to
Well, fired up.
I was ready. Like anybody could have told me anything. Tell me where to go. I'll help in any way I can.
Yeah, so we'll link that video down to the bottom in the description as well. Highly recommend it. Go listen to Michael Render. He is the voice of a fucking generation.
The first soda machine was patented in 1819. I'm trying to find. I know we're talking about something very serious, but I'm still trying to talk about the soda thing.
Yeah, let's switch back into the happy podcast.
I mean, please keep going. It's a matter of, you know who we are. We jump around on shit. So
yeah, and we have, I don't know, we've made it clear previously that Salty Entertainment Fun Time does not take any political stances. But I feel like this has jumped beyond the bounds of a political stance into the realm of being a good fucking human being.
And that's really what it is at this point. It is. I've seen some people on like Facebook and shit, and I've had to delete Facebook, not because I don't want to know what's going on, but just because I pretty much have like 20 people on my Facebook now I will associate with, and that's pretty much it.
To be clear, he did not delete his entire Facebook. He deleted Facebook off his phone, which I still support.
Yeah, Seth Dice will still be posting. I'll still be sharing the post and everything like that.
He might even be more frequent on Twitter.
Yeah,
go follow him at Seth_Dice.
I think it's just at Seth Dice, and then I have an Instagram as well. But either way, I'll probably be doing more stuff on there just because it honestly has become just. I never thought some people who I seen would take the stance that they did, and it shook me to the core for some of the people. Like some people, you know, like you're looking at it, and some people you kind of expect, and it's okay, I can cut them out of my life, no problem. But then there's some people that like, I saw something and went, I want to rip you apart.
No, it takes
and tear you up, but I can't do this to my family.
Oh, so it was family.
There was a family.
I mean, I feel like there's. I mean, I don't want to step into your own family business, but there's definitely something to say about, you know, there needs to be talks had with people who don't. Unless like obviously some people are beyond being helped, and I also understand that.
And that's it. Like that's what I'm. That's it. I want to help them, but they're not willing to listen, and that's it. Like. Because there's obviously times where you get into huge arguments with people over certain things and stuff like that, and you're arguing with a troll, you're arguing with somebody who's just trying to basically. I'm calling Dykus out. I don't give a fuck. Leave his name in it. I'll call that fucker out anytime. You fucking create a character looking bitch. Either way, you deal with trolls all the time, and at that point, you kind of become used to dealing with trolls. You can. Fight. I like fighting toxicity with toxicity. Like that's some of the funnest shit to do. If you're going to be toxic about something, I'm going to be toxic to you. Yeah. Because you deserve to have it. But then there's some people where it's like, I'm honestly trying to sit down and talk to you and find out why you think this way. Can we talk about it? Can we get a discussion? And then they just regurgitate the same bullshit things over and over again that the troll regurgitates over and over again. And I'm just like, it's not a troll thing. It's people's set ways of thinking, and it fucking kills me. Mm-hmm. I grew up in a fucked up split type of family type deal when it comes to certain situations, and I never learned that shit. Mm-hmm. I never learned that shit. Like, how could you hate another human being? How could you think anybody is lesser than you?
And it kind of...
On a social standpoint, on a race, on something so stupid as race. Like, we like, to fight the social standpoint alone, the rich... should be taken down in comparison to the poor. There should not be like anything like that. But to still be fighting on a racial standpoint is such. After so long, like it
hasn't been so long though. We're only like 60 years past the civil rights movement.
I mean, and that's right, and that's it. Like, and that's that's it. That's my ignorance talking, isn't it? Like that's it. I mean,
I don't think it's ignorance. This has been a problem. I mean, when people talk about racial issues, the thing that always comes up is slavery. Slavery, I mean, it still occurs in parts of the world. Fuck, it still probably happens in the United States. Oh, yeah. But, like, people always talk about racial injustice back in the day. The people who are talking about it now are the people getting silenced. And it goes back to that point that you had made, like, during your last spiel, is that people aren't listening. Like, the entire reason this entire mess that we're in is happening is because the right people aren't listening. And I've already gone off. I've said my spiel. You were talking about like when it's your family, it hurts when it shakes you to the core. I posted this on social media the other day. I'm just gonna kind of summarize a little bit, just to kind of get my thought out. I was grown in a Mennonite household where, and if you don't know a lot about the Mennonite faith, one of the cornerstones is non-resistance. Even being resistant to what is happening is against the will of God. And I don't know if that's all inclusive, but it specifically says the path of non-resistance is the path that we take, and that the peaceful love of Jesus Christ will fix everything. I have held on for a very long time. I've been anti-war. I'm still anti-war. I've always held that violence is never necessary. It holds us back as a society. And I think it was the day after I saw the police precinct burning. Once I saw that video, the day after that happened, the fucking nasty-ass cop was in jail. The day after that happened. It didn't take the days of peaceful protests. It didn't take the fucking video showing evidence that he murdered a man. It took a police precinct burning before they're like, oh, we should do this to quell the crowds, not because it's the right thing to do.
And even then, like, is it? But that's in that. Yeah, no, that's 100% right. Not even then. That's 100% right. They didn't respond when the peaceful protests were going on. They didn't respond all those times when peaceful protests were going on. So how dare you tell people how they need to react? They're finally listening. This will get you to listen.
And that's it. That's I think that's what people are going to realize very soon.
You don't want it.
Nothing that we have said or done thus far has worked or given any sort of bearing on the decisions that are made inside of any establishment. You know what did work? Burning and rioting and being loud and carrying a big stick.
And that's it. There's 100% right. We should be peaceful protest. We should protest and try to get our point across without having violence. Shouldn't begot violence, but when the only thing that violence begots violence, but when the only thing that people hear is the violence, how else are you going to get your message across?
Yeah, we can't really say you people. The people that we would be addressing and under the you people don't listen to this podcast. They're off listening to the Forbes 500 and the stock exchange. Maybe even NPR. No, it's too liberal for them.
I was going to say maybe, what's his name? Who's that dude who got kicked off YouTube?
We
always make fun of him.
Alex Jones.
Yeah.
Alex
Jones.
Bollocks Jones.
He's full of bollocks.
That's gotta have been a joke already. Somebody said Bollocks Jones before. I guess I was gonna start it off with a statement, but honest to God, that's our whole statement. Shit sucks. We are at a point of revolution. We said this outside. We are at the point of revolution or civil war, and those two things are not necessarily exclusive.
I mean, there's just nothing to say on this. Like, there's so much to say, but I'm not the one to say it, and that's it.
You know what? That's fair.
I stand by the message, but it's not my message to tell.
So I agree with that. I agree and disagree with
I'm
you.
saying to the point where I don't have much more to say. Like, I am falling short on this conversation. Because you know my stance right now. Like, I don't have... I'm not the smartest person. You listen to this podcast. I'm dumb in comparison to him. All right, I don't have the long soliloquies I can go on. I don't have the drawn out passion like that. I'm a man of action, and I'm the dude who I will stand by your side if I'm called on. And
I want to double back on what you said. It's not my message to speak, because I know you meant that with the best of intentions, but a lot of people use that line as a cop out.
Then I don't mean it like that.
Yeah, exactly. That's why I want to clarify real quick. Just because if you say this, like, oh, well, it's I shouldn't be speaking because it's not my message. You're right to a point. It's still your duty to inform those who are uninformed, misled, etc. Obviously, like we mentioned, there are going to be the people that you can't help, and they're gone. Is it your responsibility to try and bring them back from that point? I don't think so. At some point, you can do as much as you can before the onus falls on the person. So while it's everybody's duty to try to correct injustice wherever they see it, I think that's a basic human principle that everybody needs to adopt. There is a point where you need to shut up and let other voices speak, though.
Yeah, that's exactly what I wanted.
That's like I said, I know you had the best of intentions and you didn't mean it the other way.
If I'm saying the wrong sentence, I'd rather be informed.
Yeah, that's it. I don't know. I don't want to keep repeating myself. Yeah. We do that a lot in this group.
First,
Are we just looking up firsts?
No, I'm trying to get back to.
Were we gonna? No.
What?
We were talking about our first jack off in the Wild Guns.
Mm-hmm. No,
There-
in Mario.
In Mario,
In the finale.
There was. Yeah, that's right.
In the finale, you guys don't know about yet.
Yeah.
Be prepared for some strokey stories.
Mom, don't watch that one. So.
Mom, don't watch that one. You will know more about your baby boy than you ever wanted to. And also that I didn't care which sock it was.
Oh my god. Not your nice Sunday socks.
Oh, I never had to deal with that.
I mean,
I wore an ICP shirt to church once.
I wore, you know that, I don't know if you remember this shirt, but it has, like, it's a demon skull on it. It's a demon hunter, horns, and they come up here and they're gold. Do you know that shirt of mine? I guess not.
You were more professional when I met you.
I still have that shirt. Fuck, I was gonna wear that shirt today, and I ended up wearing this stupid fucking thing and doing my hair. I don't know.
So you chose to look professional.
Yeah, it's...
Da-da-da-da-da-da. I win.
You know what? Fuck you. You're not even being a dick, and you're being a dick. Like, you're legitimately paying me a compliment, and I'm like, wow, fuck that asshole.
It's because I'm right. Nothing hurts you. Aside from maybe your wife being right, nothing hurts you in this world more than when I am right.
That's not true.
Aside from your wife.
We have celebrated you being correct before.
Not over you. Not over you.
Wait, hold on.
We've never celebrated.
What do you mean over you?
Like me being correct over you.
Oh, yeah, I've done that before. Absolutely.
No,
Yeah.
No.
Yeah.
No.
Yeah, I probably have.
I would fucking pay you money to bring me an example.
Sunray.
Sunray, you got a lot of digging. And this ain't Chia, Sunray.
I don't think this is a lot of digging. I'll get back to you on this one, chat. I have an idea. Okay.
You're not gonna trick me.
What do you mean?
You're not gonna. I'm not gonna just be right one. It has to.
Oh
be,
no! Yeah,
I was
absolutely.
like, it has to be
Yeah.
this conversation.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to do it. It has to be before June of 2020.
No, I mean it has to be this conversation.
Yeah.
Okay.
Correct. Like before this podcast was recorded.
Yes, because you can't just be like, next time that I end up being right over you,
No.
you can't just be like, you're the best, Jeff. Like I'm not that dumb.
Man, how do you spell geese? Is it Gease?
My dumb ass would say yeah.
Geese? Yeah, I shouldn't have used a spelling example.
No,
You're
you
bad at
should have.
that.
My dyslexic ass will fuck it up.
Are you actually dyslexic, or do you just not read?
I mean, I read a lot.
I mean, yeah, I know that sounded shitty. Roll that back.
Yeah, fuck
Are
you.
I meant
I can touch my toes. I can fucking read.
I don't see you reading often.
No, because
like
I read
know
mangas and you call me a weeb. You're right. I haven't read
it's-
Stephen King or Dean Koontz in a while, but I do read.
I've
Yes.
never read a Dean Koontz.
Oh, Dean Koontz is. I personally think Dean Koontz is better than Stephen King, but I might be biased because Mama Dice raised me on Dean Koontz. My mom is a fucking reader. Okay, I read.
I've also never read a Stephen King novel. I will admit
There's not one that I could recommend that you wouldn't go because it's fucking popular.
I want to read The Gunslinger.
It's good.
Is it called The Gunslinger?
The
Gun
Tower.
Tower? The Tower.
The
Thank
tower,
you.
the Dark Tower. Well, there's two. There's the Dark Tower, the Guns. I think there's three. It's like they all go together.
I know it was a book series where the first one was
Don't
really
watch the
fucking
movie.
good.
It was garbage.
Oh, absolutely.
Don't watch the movie. It was
Even though it had Idris Elba.
It was garbage.
No, thank you. I heard the first one in the series was really, really fucking good, and then the second one was okay, and then he just started to sell out.
I believe the first one was the Dark Tower.
Yeah.
And then I think the second one
Because I
was
think it's called
Gunslinger.
the Dark Tower series.
Yeah. I never got it.
God.
My favorites. Stephen King wasn't my favorite, but I read the common ones. Like I read It. I read Pet Cemetery. I read
the wiki on Pet Cemetery.
I fucking read more than you do.
Oh, that's not true.
Okay.
What was the last book you read? Can you remember?
JoJo Part 17.
Oh, we're counting manga.
Well, that's a book.
I mean, it is a book. You are correct.
It comes in literal chapters.
I would consider it a graphic novel.
It
or
is
a
a graphic
visual novel.
but-
I mean, like just a book.
The Five Nights at Freddy's first novel that came out.
Wait, they have
Yeah.
They
Oh, dude, they have a bunch
book
of books.
series?
Don't get me started. They have a bunch.
Okay.
Well, they
how
have
many,
3 that are canonical with each other, and then they have 5. There are 5 books releasing this year alone that
for
are
Five Nights at Freddy's.
for Five Nights at Freddy's that all have 300 plus pages and tell 3 stories each, and they all pertain to different types of things that have affected and happened in the games and the previous 3 book series. There will be a total of 8 books of Five Nights at Freddy's plus 2 journals things, and all of them are not written for children.
Good for them.
But that's not the case.
Good
The
for
last
them.
one I read, it was the first novel that came out they ever released. It was Silver Eyes, and I read it back in 2017.
Fair. So I know I reread my favorite book of all time is The Thief Lord. It is a young adult fiction book that I read as
Dude, my favorite book of all time is Holes.
My man. My
Like,
man.
you don't have to defend it. My favorite book is Holes.
Awesome.
And a chapter in Holes is literally a half a paragraph. Like,
I loved it. Loved edgy. Wasn't it? Wasn't it back in just woof?
When
Actually, it was
when
very
I was
reminiscent
doing
of Captain Underpants.
when I was doing accelerated reader, and I was like, oh, you have to read 5 chapters every day. And then one day I hit that one where it was like, okay, I got to read a chapter today. And I went, chapter 48. I still remember. Chapter 48. All right, chapter 49. Mom, I got to go back to the library tomorrow. Why, honey? Somebody ripped the pages out of this book. But they're printed on the same page. That's really weird.
It's weird how they just go like 98.99, but it's missing something.
Because I was like, that was my homework. Read a chapter.
Mhm.
Oh.
Dude, I fucking killed AR. I was like grades 1 through 6, which was like I think was the last grade you did AR because that was our elementary school.
Oh, we did it through
I
middle
was
school.
top reader every fucking year. I went to that pizza party in a limo every single time.
I went to the pizza party, but I was never top reader.
Oof, I love that shit. We had a reading team. Did y'all have a reading team? No. It was literally just you read books on a list, and all the other schools.
That was
did,
it.
And
Like I never
you answered
got
questions
into
about
like
it.
I was never. I always made honors or high honors, but I was never like the top of the top.
Mm.
You know, like even in my entire class, I was 14th. You know, and that's where I wanted to be. I didn't
How
want to
many
be
kids were in your class though?
100 and something.
I mean, that's good.
Yeah, I mean we're a small school.
Like I might have been number 1, but I was one of.
Were you a
20
valedictorian?
No, I wasn't valedictorian. I'm talking about like
Okay,
there was 24 kids in my class. That was like the average.
Okay, you're talking about. I'm talking about like high school now.
Oh, okay.
I've
I was
moved-
switching gears.
I would say I'm just.
I don't
Moving
know.
up,
I'm not done talking about books.
Well, I wasn't done. Yeah.
That's okay.
I'm just saying that like I never got into the. I never had the drive to be the top from K through 12. I never wanted to be the top educated person. I wanted to be. I knew what I was. I was the edgelord. Like, I want to be a music guy. I want to be a strong man. I wanted to. I was a dude. I was a dude.
You were the dude.
I was like literally
you were
Lebowski.
You were out doing shit.
Yeah.
I wasn't. I lived fucking. I mean, it would have only been like a 25-minute walk to get to an actual friend's house.
But do you want to know my dilemma? I want you to think about all my friends. Okay.
Yeah.
Now understand why I'm the dumbest one in the group. Because all I did was hang out with you book nerds. And I kept all of you. I didn't get one athletic one in the fucking bunch.
Hey, man.
I played soccer a little bit. I played a little bit of football. I didn't get one damn athletic one in the bunch. I had to hang out with my cousin.
Hey, man, your cousin's cool.
My cousin's awesome. I miss
Hey,
him.
happy birthday, cousin.
Happy birthday. Wheezy.
I was
Well,
about to
now we
say-
can't say.
What a name? Craig.
Bake Wheezy. That's it. Bake
It's
Wheezy.
Craig. He's Craig.
Craig.
I
That's for
was,
the new fans.
I was just saying I always fucking read and I was smart and shit because there wasn't anything else to do. Like I lived in a trailer back way out of town, which was a small town anyways. We had one traffic light.
I'm smart. I just don't know how to use my words. Like that's where I'm limited. I don't know the biggest words, so when I try to do something, and that's it. Anytime I try and reach my vocabulary a little bit and I fuck it up, all 7 of my grammar friends
See, no, that's it.
fuck me.
That's what I think I've congratulated you on before. I can almost guarantee there was a word that you've used correctly, and I was like, oh, you're right. Good job.
Yeah, but not over you saying I was wrong
Oh.
about using it.
No, I think so.
No, I don't
No,
think
that
so.
sounds exactly like me, dude.
Well,
I know
yeah,
how
it
much
sounds
of a
like you. I know you're. But I've never. Here's the thing. I have no doubt that there was a time that I've used a word correctly and you've thought I've done it the different way, and then I've proved it right, and then you've been a dick to me. But there is 0% chance where I be in grammar.
Yes.
0.
Yes, man.
Like of everything. I mean, gaming alone, it's hard to get my teammate to compliment me on getting a triple kill without him saying I'm a kill-stealing bitch. So to hear that in language, you would fucking say you would compliment me on it, I have to rip them from you. And we're best friends, by the way. We're still best friends. We love each other.
Yeah, absolutely.
This is the greatest relationship I've ever been in.
Oh.
Outside from this. I was not finished with my sentence, so before you punch me in the shoulder, I was not done.
You put a comma in the middle of the phrase. You said, the best relationship
It changed
I've
the
ever
meaning.
had.
Did you intend this? One stroke, and I'm pretty sure you're single. It said, my best. God, I hope one of our 155 subscribers is Hamilton fans. That was the best joke I've ever done.
Fucking God. Oh, shit.
What's sad is Dot's not gonna get the joke, and I'm just gonna get punched.
Oh, my fucking God. Whoever your best friend is, tag them down in the comments. Strive for a friendship as strong as ours.
We've been in one actual time we were mad at each other.
One.
There was how long of friendship have we had? Like 7+ years?
6 or 7 years now.
I can't remember when exactly we met, but it's been a long time, and there was one time we've ever been actually angry at each other, and it was
Work.
through a product of our place. It was through a product of our place of business rather than it actually be about each other.
Yeah, and it was resolved that same night.
Fucking like
That
same day.
Not the same day. It was the next day because I remember I like messaged you that night and you were like, "Hey, are we cool?" And I'm like, "No, I just need a second to like walk away. I need to get my thoughts straight." And that pissed you off because you were like, "No, fucking, you should just say what you mean right now. You shouldn't have to think about your feelings. You should just be able to say exactly what you mean right now."
Don't make me sound
oh,
like a
absolutely.
cunt.
Yeah.
No, you shouldn't have to. I was like,
that was
no,
how it sounded in my mind.
Because I didn't want you to think it out. I wanted to know what fucking pissed you off. Because you got something on you right now that's angry. So tell me.
That's fair.
That's it.
Yeah,
Tell
that's
me
fair.
raw. Let me know what I did wrong raw. Don't sugarcoat it for me. Let me know.
My point is, should this be something I'm angry about, let me sort out myself, and then I will come back and sort this.
I see it. I see people who think like that. It's not how I think.
When I get very
I'm
excited...
type A personality. I'm very type A personality. And all 7 of you fuckers are type B. All 7 of you fuckers.
Make sure you hit that like button 7 times, because on the 7th time, since it's odd, it'll be liked.
Yeah, it will remain liked.
And also make sure you hit that subscribe button so you can get more of this fucking weird-ass content that we make every single Friday. Dice, lead us out. What was your favorite book you read in high school?
Hideaway by Dean Koontz.
I do not know.
It's one of my favorite books by him.
2-sentence synopsis, go.
Dude with split personality kidnaps a girl. That might have been a spoiler. Bye, guys.
No.